Hey guys, Madi here with my June, the 2 weeks that I missed in June in my daily. So this is my summer vacation mini album slash daily journal. This is pretty thick, and it's only 2 weeks out during our vacation. I have them on binder rings. I don't know how big these are. These are the biggest ones that I have, but I don't know if I'm liking it, but it's going to be that way for now. It's being held together by just some Tim Holtz little gadgets. I don't know what the names of them are, just I had them in my stash. So just unclips and then it opens and it's pretty big. This album is pretty consistent with the products. I use the same things throughout the whole album. The papers, I used Studio Calico's Abroad collection in the 6x6 and the 12x12. I think I only have one sheet, well, besides this, where it lists the different countries. I didn't use either of those, but I think I have just one sheet of each of the other patterns, and I used the rest of them. And I think the same with the 12x12, I just have one sheet of each, because I did use a lot throughout the album. I used the same punches. I used my Stampin' Up! Star Punch and my Scallop Circle Punch throughout the whole thing. I used a lot of the Studio Calico wood veneers, the travel themed ones, some of the stars, asterisks, the hearts and arrows. I used the Studio Calico stickers, the alphas, the stars, and then I only used this for the cover, so I didn't really use this too much. But I haven't journaled in this album, so I'm still going to add some stuff once I finish the journaling. So I might get to use these later as well. Throughout the whole album, I used some of this leisure paper just as layers or little accents. I found this at my local H-E-B, our local grocery store here in Texas. And I also used this graph paper that I found. Where did I find this? I don't remember. It was like $1 though. This graph paper. It's really thin though. I wish it was thicker. And I used a lot of tags that I had. Index cards, different. I have a bigger size and the smaller size I used. These inserts from the photo boxes that you can get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I used a lot of these, and just a different assortment of size tags I used in this album. And I did use, it was a road trip, so the states that we did go through, I used just this atlas, and I just took the states out that we went to. I think that's it. Everything's pretty consistent. Like I said, I used the same washi tape, the same punches, all the papers from this collection. I did use some dictionary paper, some coin envelopes, the same colors. I think that's it. So here we go to the cover. In the 12x12 collection, there's this page of the whole United States, so I thought that'd be proper to use as my cover. And I just put the Studio Calico's little veneer stars. I misted them with some glimmer mist, and I put where the places that we went to. So we started in Texas and drove to Georgia, and then we stopped in Florida. And I did a lot of sewing and a lot of layering in this album. So you can see all the tons of layers. I have a pattern paper. I used my Stampin' Up! Punch, some corrugated boards, some coin envelopes. This is scraps from when I punched out with my scallop punch, some washi, again layers of stickers, a tag. I used a lot of tickets, a little label from Making Memories, Vintage Findings, just a whole bunch of yummy layers. Again, some scraps that I had. This is a shipping tag that I tore and distressed, and these little Polaroid type from the 6x6 pad. There's a sheet in here that has a whole bunch of them, and I just cut them out. Everything in here is distressed too with vintage photo. I think I distressed every single piece of paper in here, which that added time to make this as well. I wanted to distress it with my Tim Holtz distresser, but that would have took me even longer. So I just did the vintage photo and everything in here. So that's the cover. It's just some chipboard. I think I covered this with craft paper, and then the front is just the pattern paper. Okay, so here's where we started. I kind of mapped where the main highway that we went. I used my Dymo a lot in here, so this is June 11th. So there's our starting point, and we went all through there. I added some stitching at the bottom. I don't think you can tell. You can see from there. There's all the way we went. And all of the Studio Calico little veneer stars is the places that we stopped to either get gas or to eat or traffic. Those are the places that we stopped. So I think we stopped in Beaumont and then Orange, Texas. I'm not sure, but yeah. So this is day 1. Each day is marked with its own little embellishment cluster. Let me scoot in a little bit. So this is just a craft tag that I did some banners right here, some book paper. All the pictures are also matted on the grid paper. So that took a long time too, to mat everything. I don't know how long this took me, but this was a work in progress. I was trying to complete this and my June monthly journals and my July monthly journals. I think I finished this in July sometime. So I was trying to do both books at the same time. And I just put, here we go with my Dymo and then some of the stickers. This is bright and early in the morning heading out on the road. And right here is just, I snapped a picture of their first time. We took our laptop and we had a bunch of movies that we took just in case they needed them. I don't know if you can tell right here, the book paper was going to get in the way with the hole punch, so I kind of just folded it over and glued it, which that came out pretty well. Some washi tape underneath and just a punch circle graph paper and just a little cluster of scraps, and then a label from Vintage Findings, Making Memories. This I found online. I think I have it pinned on my Pinterest account. That's where I found it, on Pinterest. It's just all the license plate. And I can't remember, I have it written down in my notes. Like I said, I haven't journaled on this yet, but one of the lines going one way is going there, and like the other one is for coming back. So when we saw the license plates, because I did keep track. So you can tell we saw a lot. Some we only saw, like right here, we only saw on the way there, and then this one on the way back, if that makes any sense. So we played that card game. Well, me and my husband. My kids really can't play that one yet. So I'll journal about that in the back here. This is the same day. It's just we were still it was a 16-hour drive, so we were still traveling at night. And I had some glue sticks left over from a birthday party or something, and I took them, and oh my god, that came in handy. Oh my god, they loved it. And I highly recommend, if you go on a road trip, and you're going to be traveling at night, take glue sticks. It was so fun. We all had necklaces, bracelets, and they were waving them and going crazy. But I just have a couple layers behind there, and I used some border punch right there, and a little wood veneer. And there's a picture of one without the flash on my phone. Again, some book paper, washi tape, and then just some from the previous page for my punch outs. I used the negatives or the leftovers. And then on the next page, this is just again the matte paper, and I made a pocket. And these are all of our receipts that we had throughout the trip. And then you can see our trip. We were stuck in traffic in Lake Charles, and then again in Baton Rouge, I think. But we stopped here for lunch, I think, and continued on. Careful. We spent an extra like 2 to 3, maybe even 4 hours in Louisiana traffic. It was ridiculous. But in here are all our receipts throughout the trip. Random food, gas, stuff we bought. I highlighted the date, and then I kind of wrote over it to make it darker, some of the printouts. I circled how much we spent and the gas or whatnot, but these are some of our receipts. And then I have this little clothespin just to keep them in there. A little cluster of scraps that I had. I don't like these rings because they get stuck on the pages. They don't move as smoothly as other things. Anyways, day 2 was kind of our rest day. So here's just my little embellishment cluster of day 2 tag. A bunch of layers on the top. Dictionary paper, scrap paper, washi tape, the little strip of map paper sewn on. And I did leave a lot of the leftover thread just lying around. This picture of the girls just playing. There's the date. A little veneer, washi tape, and that was pretty simple. Here is on the next page. They're playing with their pawpaw. Little layers, cluster right there, washi tape. And then on the next page, she's picking a flower and she's giving it to her pawpaw. So I sewed some tickets together on the page. Bunch of sewing. Punched out a star. Little veneer. And this is day 3. There's day 3's little cluster tag. A heart button that I covered with some washi tape. Whole bunch of layers behind this one. A bunch of scrap pieces. Just my Dymo and some stickers. That's it on that page. Day 3 we went to spend the day in Atlanta. So you can see in Alabama which way we went. Sorry. This is where we stayed, and then we went all the way to Atlanta. Just put some washi tape right there. While we were in Atlanta, we went to the World of Coca-Cola, and this paper is from the 6x6, and it looked like a city skyline type. Where's the paper? And all I did was cut out around the buildings. I can't find it. Maybe I used it. Oh, see how there's just a bunch of stacked on top of each other? That came out. So I just trimmed around the buildings. I thought it looks pretty cool because of the background, the pictures. You can see it. I sewed this on, little scrap piece, and I actually made a pocket from one of the 12x12 sheets. And in here is just a bunch of stuff that we got at the World of Coca-Cola. If you've ever been, it's pretty cool. They had a 3D show, and these are our glasses. And this little booklet I couldn't fit into anything. I did have to cut a little bit off because it was too big to fit in my pocket. So this is just some of the stuff. Basically has everything that they have in there. So a little summary. And there's one of our tickets. So that's that in there. I don't think anything else is in there. So I have that in there. My other one had her glasses, but I don't know what happened to it. So this is just some pictures that I took, some layers behind the picture. This is the Bolt. They have their secret recipe. That's my daughter. I guess that's an old, how they used to pump their syrup into the cans, I think, or the drinks. And you have to literally like pump it with your foot, and she was trying to, but she was too light. She couldn't move it. So I'll journal all right here. This is the next page. I don't like this page. I don't like the top. Maybe I'll take that washi tape off and put some other paper on there or something. But I don't like, I like the bottom, but I don't like that part. But I made a pocket out of our tickets. So the other ticket in there, that was one of my, and this is the rest of ours, the 4 tickets that we had to get. And then I just have some inserts here. At the end of when you're about to leave, they give you a Coke. And I just wrote, "Have a Coke on us," because that's what that's what it said on the glass, and I just traced it. And so all of us got a Coke. I have a little cluster of washi tape, scrap paper, and this is a sticker from somewhere. I don't know, but I thought it fit with the theme. And this, oh my goodness. Okay, and then at the end, they have like a variety of different flavors of soda throughout the world. They have like, there's like, has to be like 12 different dispensers, maybe more, from China, and then from Africa, and from Europe, and North America, and you can taste the sodas that they sell there, I guess. And my husband went crazy. And I only let her taste one. She had her first taste of soda, like, ever. And so I took a picture of that. I didn't want her to have soda until later, but I was peer pressured into giving her soda. And then that's just my youngest. She was knocked out by the end of by the time we were leaving. There were just a bunch of layers right there. Washi, scrap paper, and another sticker. Scrap paper, washi. But the back of this one, oh my goodness, she was so like hyper from that one sip of soda. She was oh, never again. She was going crazy. I'm like, what's going on? It's like she's all high on soda or something. It was kind of funny to see her like that. But then as soon as we got in the car, she like fell asleep or something. It was funny. I think this is still Atlanta. This is the second place that we visited. It's a Museum of Natural History, Burbank. And it's your basic, you know, dinosaurs, sciencey stuff. It was fun. The girls like it. They had a little center for kids. Really fun. We spent most of our time in that place anyways. These are just some circles from the pattern paper. I cut some out and used them as embellishments. The girls love taking pictures of these with the head cut out. I don't know what they're called, but there's some washi tape, some veneers. If we ever see one of these, they're the first ones to take a picture in it. They want us to do it too. This is actually a bag that our Coca-Colas came in. So I have 4 of these, and I couldn't fit the visitor map in any pockets or anything, so I used it to as a little page. So if you want to, you know, see the visitor map, you can open the binder rings and then just take it out of the bag. And this is our lunch break. I think we went to that before Burbank, before the museum. So we went to the Varsity in Atlanta because I think it was pretty close to the Coca-Cola Museum. So I just put lunch break. I wasn't too impressed with it. I think my husband, I got the hamburger though. I guess apparently the hot dogs are better. But I only like my hot dogs grilled on a barbecue. I don't like them any other way, and they taste different to me. I got the hamburger, and they're like super tiny, and they're like $1 or something, and I didn't know they were gonna be that small, and I was like still hungry after the fact. But what I plan to do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So if I need to add another shipping tag, I will, but for my journaling, I'm not going to try to journal in these little spots. I'll just, you know, put 1, 2, and then journal about the pictures to reference back to it. So I'll show you the little, and these are index cards that I sewed together to make a pocket. One, we called my youngest J-Rex. So I thought it fit to take a picture next to the T-Rex. She's so tiny, but there's first picture, and then since we did that, my oldest one had to sit down on the rock and take a picture too. I don't know what kind of dinosaur that is, but there's my oldest. And then the third picture, they had a visual, I don't know what kind of really cool different science illusions and just experiments and stuff, and that was the spring. And you know, with the light refraction and the mirror against the light and all that stuff, she was trying to grab the spring. She couldn't, and she tried and tried and tried, and she kind of got a little frustrated because she couldn't touch it. And then she had fun with playing with that, the ball of electricity. And they had, I guess every so many months they have a different exhibit. And we went the Scoop on Poop. So we learned all about the science of what animals leave behind. So yeah, we learned all about poop that day. And then, oh, this was in the exhibit. They had a guy sitting on the toilet. And so I don't know what app I used to put all three together like that. But it's an app on my iPhone. I don't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's a picture of all of them. And so, like I said, I'll journal on here. Then stick them back. Okay, so the next page, I've been running a lot lately, and I didn't want to stop during the vacation. So this little insert is just from my running adventures. And it's on a piece of corrugated board that I distressed. And so, like, I put the date from June. The whole time we were there, I think I ran almost every day. So, and again, I use the same app to, these are all the different houses that I saw. And some of them are blurry because some of them and that was taken when I went in a later run. But I just kind of stopped real quick and then just snapped a picture. These are my favorite houses that I saw. I really like that one. So I just ran in the neighborhood where my father-in-law lives. And they have really beautiful houses and just I really enjoyed running in those neighborhoods. And I'll journal on the back of the board. So this is the next day, June 14th. This is day 4's little cluster of embellishments. Again, I did a whole bunch of layering, and it's titled "It's a Real Smoothie." My I guess I was getting ready or something, and my oldest told my father-in-law she wanted a smoothie, and so he made her a smoothie, and she was like, "This is not a smoothie. Like, what is this?" He added milk. I don't add milk, and I think when you add milk, it's more of a milkshake. And so after, like, I guess I was getting ready. Like I said, when I was done getting ready, I went out to have breakfast. She told me to make a real smoothie, and so I made them my version of the smoothie. And they went out to walk the dogs, and we were just waiting for them, and I snapped a picture. So I'll write that story right here. And they ate up my real smoothie and not so much my father-in-law's. But that day, we did a lot that day. We went to a peach farm, and I used this little glassine bag, and I don't know if you can tell in the back, I just put a whole bunch of scraps. This is the matte paper, some of the 6x6 paper, and I sewed them all together and glued it down. I thought it looked pretty cool, especially when you take out the tag. So this is them at the peach farm, and there's some fresh peach ice cream. It was so good. And then just some layers in the background, washi tape. I'll journal on the back. Then this is my oldest. Again, just some layers, washi tape. And then this is a picture of the peaches. I think they got like, I don't know how many pounds of peaches and how many pounds of fresh tomatoes. They were so good. But We had a peach pie, peach clobber. I mean, we were like eating peaches the rest of the time. So that was at the peach farm. And I have just some baker's twine. Later we went to a place nearby called Callaway Gardens. And this didn't fit so well, so I did have to cut the top of it off. You can still open and flip through. And since I cut the top off, about maybe like an inch, everything was labeled attractions, special events. So I just kind of went through the table of contents and just glued them on so you can still know what's what. Lodging, they have lodging there. Golf, they have a nice golf course. You know, I just titled all the things. They have so much to do there. We actually went back a second time. But that day we went to the Butterfly Garden. And here's one of those inserts from the photo boxes you can buy at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I love using these in my dailies and in projects. But there's my daughter looking at a butterfly right there. And then just some book paper. It's washi tape. And then there's them, my daughter sleeping again. She missed the whole butterfly garden, I think, because she was napping. There's some layers in the back. There's a picture of the butterfly on the floor. I got really close to it. And here's a postcard. Couldn't think of the name. Postcard from the Butterfly Gardens. And this is a little envelope. I put look inside. I'm going to draw it right here. And then this is just some scrap paper, and that's the garden.